Hejsan allihopa! Välkomna! Come on in! So today I thought we would talk about beauty shopping in Koreatown, Tokyo. I was also gonna do a haul of some of the items I picked up in Koreatown and also some items that I did not pick up personally in Koreatown, but I know you can get there. So let's start with how to get there. So what I usually do is I get the Yamanote line and I get off at Okubo station. The Yamanote line has stops at Shinjuku, Shibuya, Harajuku, and other bigger stops, so I find it pretty easy to just catch that train and get to Koreatown. So tip number one for beauty shopping in Koreatown is take somebody with you that loves to beauty shop, because there are plenty of stores and there's so much to look at, and if you have somebody who does not enjoy beauty, they will get really bored. Or you can also send them on a mission to find the best food stores, because there are a lot of food places there and it's delicious. So I highly recommend that you have them check that out, and also that you try some of the food while you're there. So tip number two is to go on a weekday if you can, to avoid weekends or public holidays, because it's a very popular place, so there usually is a lot of people there. If you go on a weekday, it's usually less crowded and you have a better opportunity to just walk around and enjoy it without having other people in your way, because you'll have more time for yourself to swatch things and look at things. Because when it gets crowded, and some of these stores are very small, it's a tight squeeze to get around the products, and some of the aisles are very small. So tip number three, if you have a phone that has internet on it, bring it with you. Because it is easy to get a little bit lost down the smaller streets, and if you're looking for something in particular, some store in particular, it is easier to navigate and also to do some translating. So one other reason I like having my phone with me is so I can check if some product is good for me. I do not read Japanese or Korean, and sometimes I'm not sure if a product is suitable for me, especially when it comes to skincare. So I usually look it up on YesStyle or maybe Amazon or wherever to see if something is suitable for me. Because here, a lot of times, even if they have English text, they will put a sticker on with the Japanese text, which is understandable. But since I don't read it, I'm sometimes very lost on if it will be suitable for me, if it's not makeup, so then I just Google it and check. So I think those will be my three main tips on shopping here. So one of my favorite stores in Koreatown is Skinholic. It can be a little bit hard to find it if you don't have Google Maps, but it will be on one of the smaller roads, and down that same road they have a lot of other smaller stores, but it's between Lawson's and Cosmura. Cosmura is also a very good store, and Skin Garden, but there are plenty of stores. These are just the ones that I usually try to go to when I go there. So Skinholic is down the small road close to Don Quixote in Koreatown. Ooh, Don Quixote has some Korean products, however, it can be very overwhelming going to that store because they have so much stuff. So if you've been into Don Quixote, you will know how it is, but we can talk about that another day. So one of the reasons I like going to Skinholic is that they have some of the limited edition things that you can't find elsewhere anymore, and also some brands that you can't find, like CosRX. For example, for the limited edition, they have had the Etude House collection with Piglet and Winnie the Pooh, like blushes and lipsticks. And I think actually last time I went there, they still had a few of the blushes left. So sometimes if you can't find the limited edition at Etude House themselves, you can actually find them here. However, keep in mind, Etude House do not have their own standalone store in Koreatown, but a lot of the stores there will sell their products. Skinholic also has their own skincare, so I'll show you one of their items later, but I actually really like that item. So across from Skinholic, there is also another store that I highly recommend you check out. They have the Saem, however you say it, a lot of their things. They also have some of the K-pop collabs, if I remember, in that store. I'm not very into K-pop at all, so I'm sorry I can't help you if you're interested in those items, but they have had collabs, I know that much. But I like that store. So next to Skinholic was actually a stand that sells strawberries that have sugar coating on them. That is one thing I would say. Also, if you're interested to try some other food, I would recommend to check it out on this road. especially seasonal things like strawberries, because here they have a tendency to not pre-make a lot of them. So I tried one from the stand right next to Skinholic, and then they were so good that I decided to have some more, and I got from another stand, but they weren't as good. And the reason they weren't as good is because they are on a busy street, so they pre-make a lot of them, and the sugar got caught in my teeth because it was already starting to melt, and they just weren't as fresh as the other one. So a little side note, I would check the food out maybe down that road, as it's not as busy as the main road. So when you are on this road, I would check out the other stores. There's a few stores that are very small and narrow. So if you have a backpack, be careful, because that's always something that worries me, and I sometimes don't want to go in because especially if it's very crowded and busy, I'm afraid of knocking things down from the shelves or knocking people, so that's something to be wary of. But usually I just go to Skinholic and then I walk around the other stores, and then I start going to back to the main road. So when you get to the main road, I would check out Cosmura too if you hadn't already. They have a lot of the Saem and their collabs. They also have Missha and these things. And in that store, I actually found the BB cushion from Laneige, which I don't think I've seen elsewhere. But this time when I went there, I actually noticed it. And they had number 13, I think, in the BB cushion. The number 13 is still too dark for me, but they had some bigger variety of some of the foundation and BB creams, so I would highly recommend to check them out if you're interested. However, as a lot of you probably know, they don't go very dark, so if you're medium, I'm sorry, you might not find anything. Same goes if you're very fair like me. A lot of the times they don't have the fairest shades, so you probably won't be able to find anything in your shade, but they have a lot more, so don't be discouraged. So when you get back on the main road, I would highly recommend you check out the other stores you can find there. Keep in mind, some of them might be a little bit, or some of the products might be a little bit more expensive on the main road, but that is to be expected. Their rent are probably a little bit more expensive too. So the last store I would recommend you check out is Skin Garden. Skin Garden is on the main road, and it is one of the bigger stores that they have there. It is actually 2 stories. So on the first floor when you walk in, they have some makeup and some skincare, but then in the back they seem to have food or something. I haven't actually checked it out because when I saw I was in cosmetics, I usually stop looking and then just go upstairs. And when you are going upstairs, there is actually an area to sit on a bench, and there's a vending machine, so if you need a little break from walking around, you can sit down and have a drink. So on that same level, they also have a section that sells more natural skincare and cosmetics. So if you're interested in that, you can check it out. I don't know the brand, so I can't talk a lot about it because I haven't checked it out. So on the second floor, they have a lot of brands that you might not see elsewhere that much, or a bigger selection. So for example, they actually have Laneige makeup and Missha makeup in the back. Innisfree, which is not that easy to find. Not everybody sells a lot of Innisfree. It's not a huge selection, but they have more than most of the other stores that I've seen. At least what I've noticed, they seem to have the biggest selection. So one thing to note is that they have 2 different places to pay. And for Innisfree and Missha and those, Laneige, you pay at one till, and for the other products you pay at another, which I didn't know the first time, so they had to tell me, and I was a little bit confused. But yeah, that's how it works. They have them split up. So let's get into the haul. Let's start with the items that I did not pick up in Koreatown. However, I know they sell them there. So let's start with these. So these are from Laneige, and they're BB cushions. So in Cosmura, if I remember correctly, they had Laneige BB cushions, which I don't think I've seen elsewhere, but they probably have them at Skin Garden. I just haven't seen them. However, they do not have the lightest shades. I think they had number 13, but 13 is too dark for me. But I'm pretty sure that they didn't have 11, which I have here. But they had a wider selection of colors than some of the other ones have, so I would recommend you go there. So next up is a BB cream from Missha. You probably heard of this one. I think it's quite popular. A lot of stores sells this, however, a lot of them only have the shade 21 and 23. If they suit you, that's great, because it's a lovely product. However, mine is in number 13, and that one I have not seen around. But if you're interested in this, I highly recommend it. It's really good. Mine I got from Amazon. And then the last item that I did not pick up there, but I know that they sell, is these Sugarball cushions. So these are the blush cushions from Aritaum, if you can see. So they just look like that. They're really, really nice. I usually use a cosmetic sponge and dip in and then bounce on my cheeks, but they have these. I've seen them in a few different stores. I'm not 100% sure which one it was. I think Cosmura had these, but they're really nice. I got this from one of the stores on the main road. You probably heard of it. It's one of the CC serums that has been pretty popular. However, this is one of the items I wish I would have looked around a little bit more for, because I picked it up in one of the first stores I saw it in, and then I realized it was a little bit more pricey, not by a lot, but a few hundred yen, which is like a few dollars, so it's not bad. But I realized this cream actually is meant for oily skin, and I have dry skin, so it doesn't suit me. So now I have a cream that I don't really know what to do with, but it's just a small one. I thought I might use it on my hands, but yeah. This lipstick is from Akiyama. It's true. It looks like this. It is very nice. However, this is one of the things that I don't know from which store I got it, but I know I got it there. I think it was from one of the smaller ones. And then I have this little heart that is a blush heart. I know I got this from one of the stores on the small roads, but I don't remember which one it was. It was quite small, and I actually think this one is a dupe for one of the higher end brands. But so this is a blush and for your lips, but it was too cute. I couldn't let it be. I don't know if you can see the text on the back, if that gives you a clue where it's from. Unfortunately, I can't read it since it is in Korean, I think. So, and then I've got this face mist from Eco-Soul. Looks like that. This one is actually one of the dual faced ones that you have to take up before you use. I really, really like this spray. However, I can't remember where I got it from. It was from one of the stores there. However, I can't remember which one it was, and I've been back a few times after I purchased this and I haven't been able to find it. So either they don't sell it anymore, or I just couldn't see it. I didn't ask since I still have some left, but if I can't find it, I'll probably ask them next time. Or YesStyle had it, so I might order it from them. However, I think it was more expensive. I think this was closer to $10 in Koreatown, and YesStyle it might have been $16. So there's a bit of a price difference there, but it's really nice. I highly recommend it though. So the rest of the items, I think I remember where I got them from. So I'll go in the order of store. So let's start with Skinholic. Skinholic actually has their own skincare line, and I got their Snail eye cream. I don't know if you can see. And it is just a white cream. It's very thick and very luscious. I actually, when I went there the first time, I actually mistook this for the Mizon one, and I ended up buying it. And when I got home, I realized it wasn't the Mizon one, and I was quite disappointed. But I started using it, and actually that is my second jar. I liked it so much I used it all up, and then I was a few months without it, and I went back and repurchased it. It was that good. I actually ended up ordering the Mizon one, or however you say it. I'm sorry if I say it wrong. I actually like this one more than the Mizon one, because I ended up buying it for YesStyle since I couldn't find it anywhere in Koreatown. However, I prefer this one over it. I think this one is more hydrating. Though this one has some fragrance in it, and I think the Mizon doesn't. So if you don't like fragrance, you might not like this one. But a lot of Korean skincare I feel like have fragrance in it, so it's one thing to know. Not all, but a lot of them do. So next is this lip oil from Eco-Soul. This one I got at Skinholic. They still have it. I really, really like it. It gives you a nice gloss. But since it's an oil, it doesn't stay super glossy for long, but I really, really like this, and I usually have it in my purse. So if I want a little bit of a glossy lip, I use this, and it's hydrating. And then one of the limited edition blushes. So I ended up getting one of the Piglet blushes because they're so stinky cute. So this is what it looks like. It has these movable ears. It's super cute, and the blush looks like this. The color is PK001. They still had some of these, I think, when I went there last time, so if you're interested and you haven't been able to find them elsewhere, I would recommend you go and check out Skinholic. Up next is this essence from Missha, the Time Revolution. I think this is supposed to be a dupe for one of the Ski2, or however you say that brand, but their bottle is $200, so this is a lot more affordable than $200. As you can see, I have used a bit of it, but however, I can't really remember how it worked. I was supposed to film this a while ago, and I put it in the other room where I have my makeup, and I didn't film, so it's been sitting here for a while. I need to take it back into my skincare routine. So up next from Skinholic is from Cosrx. It's the BHA spray. I like it. Can't say that it works amazingly. This has also been waiting for me to film for a while, so yeah. I need to get back to trying it. However, I do try to be careful and not use too much because I never know what my skin reacts to, because I have sensitive skin, so I try to be careful. Next is this ampule from Cosrx. It's a hydrating one. I like it pretty much. I actually need to put it back in my skincare. I've been getting some items from BoxyCharm, which I've been testing out, but I feel like my skin needs more hydration, so I'll crack this one up. So up next is the items I picked up at Skin Garden. So one of the items they have is the Innisfree lip balms, and as you can see, this one is quite well loved. So these are my lip balms. This one is in homemade lemon tea. This one has a little bit of a tint to it, however it's not very strong, so it comes out clear. I don't think you can see that, it's right there, and then over time it goes a little bit pink, so you can see around it. I need to clean it, but it has a little bit of a pink hue. Yeah, I need to clean it, but this one I always keep in my purse. So because I like the lemon one so much, I actually ended up picking up another one in the number 11. Looks like this. As you can see, I've used it, but this one is the Wedding Peach Tea. This one has a bit more color, but not by much. But as you can see, it's clearly a lot more pinkier than this one. Yes, but I highly recommend these. I actually like these more than the Laneige ones, so take it how you will, but I prefer these over that one. I feel like these are a lot more hydrating than the Laneige one. I feel like that one doesn't do much for me. Speaking of Laneige, you can actually find their lip sleeping masks in some of the stores in Koreatown. However, it doesn't really work for me, so I don't have it here. But if you're interested in it, you can find it there. So next up is blushes from Etude. The bottles look like this, so they look like small nail polishes. I really like these. I actually got the pinky one first, and I liked it so much I ended up getting another color last time I went there. So those blushes are really, really nice. You can blend them out with a sponge or a brush, or however you want to with fingers, and they do not stain. So you can take the applicator and just dot it on, and then take whatever method you want to blend out with and blend it out, and they blend out beautifully. I usually use my sponge, but they do not stain. You know, some of the tints, they might leave a stain right where you put the applicator. These do not do that, and they last a very long time. I highly recommend them. So the last item is a Fukubukura box from Skin Garden. If you don't know what a Fukubukura box is, it's a lucky box or a mystery box. They do not do these only for New Year's. I have seen them for Halloween, and this one was actually a Valentine's box. So I think you might be able to get these all year round, but I don't know how often they vary what they have in them, but it was nice. And if you are interested to see what I got in my box, I will link that video below, because I did film it, an unboxing for this. So yes, these are all the items I picked up in Koreatown. Keep in mind, I have bought these over the course of a year, I think, approximately. So I did not go completely crazy at once, but they have so much cute stuff. That's why I tell you to take your time and go to the different stores, because they have so much to look at, and a lot of them sell a lot of different things. So it's good to look what they have, scope out what you actually want, and then buy. But surprisingly, I have not picked up any eyeshadows. They do have a lot of eyeshadow palettes there, but a lot of Korean Beauty is very pinky and I'm not a huge fan of pink eyeshadows on me. But if you have any recommendations for any good eyeshadows, please let me know in the comments below and I'll take that into consideration, because I really would want to try out some eyeshadows too. I would highly recommend you check out Koreatown. I can't say if the products are a lot more expensive here. I don't think so, because Korean beauty seems to be pretty affordable. Of course in Korea it's probably more affordable since it is their beauty and you don't have to pay import fees like you would here, but I find them very affordable. So if you have any questions about shopping in Koreatown or the products that I mentioned, please comment down below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you guys soon. Hejdå!